Well, I'm not sure exactly what this one's all about, but obviously the policeman thinks he can just do whatever he pleases, and this one's gonna. It's called "Officer Violates Man's Rights by Opening His Car Door Without Consent, but Gets What He Deserves." Well, we'll figure it out. See if it is what he deserves. And, if there are certain circumstances under which cops just not allowed to just open your car door and start pulling you out. There's, on the other hand, there are circumstances if they pull you over and they tell you you need to get out of the car, well, there's Supreme Court precedent that says you have to get out of the car during a normal traffic stop. If the cop wants you out of the car, he has the right to tell you get out of the car. On the other hand, in certain circumstances, if you're, say, sitting in a parking lot, say in a park or something like that, and the cop just rolls up on you, he has no right to just tell you to get out of the car. He didn't pull you over. He didn't stop you for an infraction or a traffic stop or at that point, if he walks up on your car, it's just basically a welfare check. You don't even have to talk to him. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I've watched enough of these, and I've watched enough court scenarios to understand that you have a right in your Fourth Amendment privileges. It's your right to be secure in your papers, persons, and effects when your car is part of your effects. So we'll check this out in a second, but if you like what I do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. These are new kinds of videos I haven't done before, so I'd appreciate a comment in the comment section. Maybe let me know if you like them or not. If you like them well enough, maybe you buy me a cup of coffee. I drink Folgers, so it's cheap. So anyway, let's get into this. Cop that thinks he has the right to just open your door and give you orders.
No, because for what? You violated my rights. Oh, I don't have to, and unless I've been lawfully stopped. He opened my door without my consent.
Officer interrogates a man simply because he was driving in his own neighborhood. Not only that, the officer was so desperate for control that he immediately opened the man's car door without permission, completely ignoring his rights. The man spoke up about the officer's actions and requested a supervisor, but instead of feeling embarrassed or admitting his mistake, the officer refused to identify himself and denied the lawful request for a supervisor. Keep watching to see the officer's face drop as his desperation for control ends in his own embarrassment.
255 video, I'm not fit to.
I need a supervisor.
He's coming out here.
I need a lieutenant or somebody. He has violated my rights. He opened my door unprepared, unrestricted.
No.
Unrestricted.
No. I'm
No.
telling you to step out of the
No,
vehicle,
because for what? You violated my rights already.
This is a traffic stop.
You violated my
You're
rights.
not providing
Oh,
your information.
I don't have to, and unless I've been
Yes, you
lawfully
do.
stopped.
Yes, this is a lawful stop.
You didn't know. Get me a supervisor.
He's coming out here.
You have violated my rights. You opened my door. That's the Third Amendment right there. The Third Amendment. Search and see. You cannot do that.
That's
First
the
of all,
Fourth.
that's not even-
That is too. I know my rights.
That's the Fourth Amendment, man.
Oh, you don't even know what you're
Yeah, I
talking
do too. Well, you keep on talking.
about.
I want I keep on talking. You have violated my rights. He opened my door without my consent and was going to pull me out of the car. That is a violation of my rights. I asked him for his name. Can I get your name and badge number one more time, please?
said it, sir.
One more time.
Already said
You work for the public.
Already
You got to
said
tell me. You got to identify. That's in your
already
policy.
said it.
Tell me again.
You're recording it.
Tell me again.
So you can rewind.
Tell me again who it is.
Nope.
See? That's a violation, first of all, of his policy. He did not identify himself.
I already did it.
What? You're supposed to do it again. You work for me. You work for the public, my friend. You work for the public. You can't sit here and just try to violate my rights because you see a car in the black.
What did he pull him over for? You need to describe exactly what he was pulled over for. He said it was a lawful traffic stop. Well, what did you stop him for?
Neighborhood. Come on, man. Keep it
I
real.
stopped you because you about hit
I
me.
did not
You ran
about
that
hit
stop
you.
sign.
Come on, man. Be for real. Be
Well,
for
I'm
real.
being for
You would
real.
have stopped me back there. Come on, man. Quit racially profiling. Don't be like that.
Now, let's not bring race into this. The first one to bring up race is the one that's a racist. Just my opinion.
Don't do that.
Oh, you're throwing the race.
I ain't the race card.
That's
Well,
exactly
it
what you're
has to be stoned if you're gonna use it.
That's what you're doing.
That's what I'm gonna do. What's your name? And what's your
Yeah, well, the first one to bring up race is the racist. That's all I got to say on that. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it.
name and badge number, sir?
Officer Paul, 255.
255. What's your name and badge number?
Officer Zambrano, 252.
252. Thank you so much for your cooperation. You know you did wrong by opening my door. First of all,
I'm telling you to
you
step out.
opened my door.
I'm telling
I
you
ain't
to
done
step
anything.
out.
I'm not. Wait for a supervisor.
Oh, he's coming out here.
Wait for a supervisor. You unlawfully opened my door.
When you asked
That's
to
my
step
Third
out,
Amendment.
when you asked to
I've
step
done
out, you're
nothing
supposed to step
wrong.
out.
I've done nothing. Absolutely nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing. And your immunity is going to be taken. I'm going to push it.
fine.
That's
Go ahead.
fine. That's fine. I will.
That's fine.
Because
with
you
me.
cannot continue to do people like this in our communities, man. Come on now. You know you're wrong. You know you dead wrong. I've done nothing. Done nothing. You talking about stop by stop sign and you pull out 2 cops for me? A camera? Come on now. You know that's not fair. You know that's not right. You know it's not right, man. Because we know how. Come on, man. You know better.
Now, if the guy ran a stop sign, I don't know how long they got to pull you over. That kind of a thing, I would imagine that as soon as you run the stop sign, the cop's on your ass right away. Now, if he still followed him for 3 blocks or around another corner and just kept following him after that and then pulled him over, seems to me you'd have to pull me over right after I did it. I wouldn't think you'd be able to follow him around, you know, blocks and then decide to go ahead and pull him over. If he literally ran a stop sign, you should have pulled him over right then when he ran the stop sign. He shouldn't have got more than a block away. Unless he was running from you, and in which case it would go farther. But if he ran a stop sign, you should have pulled him over immediately.
I want
You still hear that guy's blinker?
your immunity, so sure.
The one thing I can't stand on a cop is that smug, self-righteous look where they just, I am the authority. This is what you got to do. And that smug, I'm right, I'm always right kind of a look. And what's really weird, catching me as really strange right now, is that dude looks just about exactly like Ben Shapiro. What the fuck? He got a twin brother or what?
You can't do people like that, though, man.
Well,
Everybody knows.
where's the cop?
Everybody
Where's
knows
the
how that
supervisor?
goes in the community, man. Come on now.
Well,
And you got my door open. So you know that was out of, that was my rights.
251, have call Pennant.
You know that was, you know you broke my rights there. You know you violated my rights right there when you opened my door. Because you don't have that authority to do that. You don't have that authority to do that. You're not even, you're a sergeant? What's your rank?
Corporal.
Corporal. You should know you should know the rights. That you have no right to
You
open.
ran a stop sign. I stopped.
I did not run a stop
You
sign.
refused to identify yourself.
No, I don't. First of all, I did not refuse to identify myself. You pulled in the community. I sit there. You sit there. You behind. I knew you weren't turning in, so I pulled out. And then you did like this, the gesture, as if you got priority over the road.
You can't just pull out in front of a.
You were standing there. You were sitting parked. You weren't parked. You was standing still.
I was driving.
You was not. If you was driving, I would have hit you. You got your you was standing still, and I looked for you to turn. You didn't turn, so I turned, and then you looked at me like I was wrong. That's fine. Bruh. I'm telling you.
It occurred in the PBA. Callers on the home and pharmacy side, Road 3. He's in a Nissan Murano by his other vehicle. Gave their name and insurance information and left.
That's crazy, man. Don't touch my door.
That's where the video ends, and it exposes everything. The officer opened the man's car door without consent, even though no crime had occurred, and there was no illegal behavior that could justify such an action. There was absolutely no legal reason for the officer to do that. Instead of acknowledging his mistake, the officer doubled down with arrogance and attitude. Officers who violate people's rights without cause and refuse to take accountability have no place in law enforcement.
Okay. I have no option other than to believe that cop was wrong. If he was right, why would he just walk away like that? He stood there virtually not saying a word until he just walked away. And then the video quit. Guy closed his door and the video quit. I would imagine if the cop came back, the guy would have started the video again. But the cop just stood there with that smug ass look on his face, let go of the door, and walked away. So if he was right, why would he do that? That don't make sense to me. Know what the fuck you're doing. If you're a cop, you need to know what the fuck you're doing and not be harassing people to the point when they make their point and you know they're right. What do? You double down. He tried to double down. He just stood there with the door open with his hand on the door. And he knew the whole time, you could see it in his face. He was sitting there thinking, this guy's going to put this fucking video online. A whole bunch of people going to see this video. Now, I never did notice whether he had a body cam or not. But in my opinion, if the cop would have been in the right, he wouldn't have just let go of that door and walked away. And if he'd have known he was right, he would have immediately started writing that guy a ticket. Because running a stop sign is a ticket. It's a traffic violation. But as soon as that guy described to him, this is what happened, you were just sitting there, and evidently the cop motioned him, go, and the guy went. So as soon as the guy got through describing exactly what he said happened, Cop thought about it for a little while and just walked away. He knew he was wrong. So that just, cops don't just walk away from shit like that. If they fucking, I mean, literally, if they do this shit and they think they're gonna win in court, they're just delusional.